Dead Time Chronicles, The Frozen Shadows, Book 1, Chapter 1. Read by the author, Jason Wilcox. Activating the field in 5, Robert said through Caden's earpiece. 4. The glass sphere around him shimmered, curved walls laced with hair-thin gold filaments that brightened in sequence like a fuse racing around a bomb. 3. Beyond the glass, the control team leaned toward the monitors. Robert stood behind them, focused entirely on Caden. 2. Caden swallowed. Dead time had always been a theory. A field that stopped a pocket of time that sent plants, mice, an orange that came back with a bloom of mold along its peel. 6 trials, most survived. He was the first human. 1. A corona crawled over the sphere. The world lurched. Not a stop, a sideways tear, clean and merciless. Air, light, and the shape of Caden's own body yanked out of place. Reassembled somewhere else. Cold burned his lungs. The lab vanished. Stone bit his palms. He was leaning on an altar the size of a car hood, its surface gritty with frost and carved with runes worn to ghosts. The air smelled of old dust and rain. Whispers slid through the stillness, not quite sound, more like the prickle of a word forming in the back of his skull. Mauldrin. The name landed hard, like a forgotten bruise. Before he could breathe twice, the same force caught his ribs and jerked. The altar, the room, the cold, gone. A battlefield opened around him, the size of a city, and time had been taken by the throat. Men, mid-shout, with no sound. Banners stalled mid-flutter. Sparks frozen halfway between blade and armor. 20 feet away, a demon's claw hovered a hair from a soldier's face. Dust hung everywhere in a golden haze, each grain suspended. At the front line, a figure in pale gray armor held out a hand, commanding what Caden couldn't see. The metal drank the dawn and threw it tenfold. His stance broadcast authority. The knight's face was Caden's, older, harder, a face hammered by years he hadn't lived, but still him. Behind that figure, not far and somehow vastly wrong, a presence rose like a column of heat, edges shifting, unformed, a shadow that bent the world's seams. It watched the destruction the way a mathematician watches a chalkboard. Caden took a step toward the armored version of himself. Curiosity, a hook under his sternum. A hiss bloomed inside his skull, pressure rising, like the moment before a nosebleed. The shadowed figure turned its head. "Leave me be," it rasped. The 3 words struck him like a shove. The frozen world shattered into motionless shards and fell away. Heat flared through his chest. The battlefield broke. Mauldrin. The name returned. Multiplied. 100 voices, 1,000. The sound wasn't sound at all. It was a current running through him. Images smashed into him in jagged flashes. A throne room swallowed by fire. A city's spine sawn open and left to smoke. A creature the size of a cathedral bending over a glowing golden sphere, its surface veined like a living heart. He wanted to breathe and couldn't. His body stretched, thinned, threaded across places that remembered him. His essence spun like paper scrap a drain. Then abrupt as a film catching on its last sprocket, everything stopped. Through the shard fragments, a man stepped forward as if he had been there all along. Older, broader shouldered under a long coat, silver threaded through his beard and hair. His eyes were iron, not unkind, not soft, unyielding. Around the edges of the stillness, the hissed voices found a new word to hold. Dablin. The man lifted his arm as if to test the air. The visions collapsed like tents cut free of their ropes. He looked at Caden and the look had weight. Mauldrin, he said. The word wasn't a name, it was a grip. It pulled. Caden reached out without planning to, every nerve dumb with the need to know. The fingers touched, and the world reversed its flow. He slammed back into the chair inside the sphere. The quiet sounds of machinery rethreaded itself through the floor. Air rushed back into him. too sudden to feel real. A prickling shiver crawled over his skin, the air still charged around him. "Caden, we have you," Robert said, controlled and thin in his ear. "Sit tight.